get our placement down with our egg. Now, mind you, we still can play a supporter here, and our supporter will be Gym Trainer. Gonna give us 4 additional cards. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we got some damage. We got some options now. Level Ball into another damage modifier, so to speak. So we only really need to put 1 on for this guy, but we're gonna do as much damage as possible, and the point of this is to always do as much damage as possible. The reason being is that you have to keep your hand as small as possible for the egg to fully work. So we're gonna get rid of everything we have that is not consistent with our deck. So 210 damage right there. We're solid. We're taking 2 prizes. He doesn't have another attacker set up. This deck runs very well. Yo, welcome to Gym TV. Today I'm gonna be talking about a deck that slaps, absolutely wrecks. It's super sweet, easy budget deck, so cheap. And let me show you. Let's break down the cards. This is a Rapid Strike Malamar deck. I know what you guys are thinking. Man, there's no Mew bench protection. There's no this card. There's no that card. They took our Choreo away. It doesn't matter, man. Mew is still that guy. You still have to stop that guy. And today I'm gonna show you budget, super friendly. Of course, you don't have to get all these golden cards. There's, you don't have to do it. I just do it because that's a part of who I am. I like to collect. So here we are. We're looking at Inkay. Simple attacker. Obviously, you got your 4/4 line of Inkay Malamar. This was a new addition to the deck. Normally we would run a Snorlax, but because there's so many item cards that we might need, this Mew makes up for so much. It's such a great card to have into the deck. To add in, you could potentially put an egg on Mew. If Mew gets knocked out, your hand size goes up, and that's what you're looking for. So Mew was a beautiful chef's kiss addition to the deck. It was amazing. So replacing Snorlax with Mew was everything. Now we went with a 3/3 line of Octillery and Remoraid. We do have 4 Evolution Incense to just get us extra attack stackers, I guess you can call them. Pokemon just for fodder to do more damage. We have 4 Great Ball to search for the Pokemon you need, 4 Level Ball to give you Inkays or your Remoraids, get them into play. You do have 2 versions of Quick Ball where you can discard cards you don't need to help draw better cards, or maybe just get rid of cards to lower your hand size for stuff like Korrina. Maybe you want to run a Korrina, right? And you have, 4 cards in your hand, 2 of them are net. Well, Quick Ball is going to help you get rid of net, and then you don't have to draw another card. But if you do, get that Pokemon, put them on the bench, and it helps you out. You got 2 cards less in your hand. Korrina now gives you 6. You do have Tower of Waters, obviously for free retreat, also for more damage attack. We are running 4 copies of Gym Trainer. Jimmy, why Gym Trainer? Well, Gym Trainer is a huge card with egg. In a hand where you're trying to do as much damage by the amount of Rapid Strike Pokemon you can accrue, or Rapid Strike cards, Gym Trainer, after you get knocked out with that egg attached, is going to help you draw 4 more additional cards. So your hand goes from 7 to 10 cards in hand. 10 cards in hand, you're going crazy. Plus you have this guy on the bench that can give you extra card if you need it. Then you have, maybe this guy's on the bench and you need to do a finisher. Well, guess what? Net can help you scoop up Octillery and Remoraid to put 2 more Rapid Strike Pokemon in your hand to do more damage. We run 4 copies of Scoop Up Net. That's an obvious fact. Maybe it helps you get Mew out of the active. If you don't want Mew there, maybe it helps you draw the Remoraid, or maybe even draw a Malamar Evolution back into your hand, and now you have 2 more cards that give you 80 more damage. Klara to get your Pokemon and your energies back out of the discard. So maybe you attach a basic energy and your Malamar got knocked out with the egg attached. You have 7 cards in hand. Well, Klara will get those cards back to you. Maybe you only have an Inkay on the bench and you want to evolve the Inkay. That's what Klara is in there for, to give you the energy plus the evolution. That's what you're looking for. You have Korrina, obviously get your hand size up to 6 and also give you more damage. Balloon in here, 2 copies. So you can retreat Mew. That's the only reason for Balloon in this deck. 4 copies of egg. You always want your eggs attached to your Malamars in place. Maybe if you have an extra in hand, you just want to get rid of it because you want to draw more cards. You can always add it to Octillery, because some people will target your Octillery to kind of shut down the engine of your deck, but it just doesn't happen. It's a really well put together deck. And then you go into your Rapid Strike, your Spiral Rapid Strike energies, because it's all you need. Search them out with your Octilleries, attach them to your Malamars, and now you're into a full attack mode, and it's perfect. 2 copies of just basic Psychic Energy. Why 2 basic Psychic Energies? Because that energy can be retrieved with Klara. In the late game, you don't want to be in a situation where you don't have enough energies to attack, and this card comes up more than often when you're doing your egg to get your hand to 7 and also running your Gym Trainer to get your hand up to 10 cards in hand. That's what you're looking for. So ultimately, the deck runs beautifully. I'm going to show you 3 games back to back to back where this deck just destroyed, and it wasn't even a contest. No sweat, no fuss, no muss. Budget deck. It's everything you're looking for. Stay tuned. Take a look at the video and judge for yourself. That's all I can say. Maybe you just want to judge for yourself, but I'm here for it. Peace out. This is Jimmy Shoot. Hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, game one. Let's get it. Okay, we start with the Malamar. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's see, looks like we're going against a Kaparaja healing deck. That's fine. It's good. I mean, sometimes you have to go against some of these harder decks and try to beat them. Obviously, we're going for the 1-hit KO, so this is what we're here for. This is what we're here for, the big 1-hit KO. So let's give a hello to our opponent. Keep it clean. Sometimes, you know, people don't do that. It kind of bothers me. All right. No backup Pokemon. We do have a Korrina. Play an egg. You can toss the Evolution Incense. You can play an energy down. Level Ball. And let's see what we top deck first. I mean, making plans right now is kind of tough. But we'll see what we Level Ball into first. Okay, so let's go ahead and get... Let's take Remoraid. Our opponent is going to have a hard time getting a situation more so established, so let's toss that. I don't want to put the balloon down because we need the balloon for our escape. Okay, we're good here. We can do that. Let's drop a spin and attack. 20 damage. 20 damage is 20 damage, yeah. Maybe we don't get the knockout here, but we're looking pretty good. Definitely Octillery into Barnamarty. Barnamarty. We can Octillery into... Oh, perfect Malamar. What a draw. Octillery into another Inkay. Let's go ahead and put the Rapid Strike Energy on Inkay. Let's go ahead and toss that. Let's go ahead and Korrina. All right, we got some cards. We got some cards to work with here. The beautiful part about having Octillery with the net is our options to draw him back for damage, like such. And you want to get rid of every card you can possibly get rid of, because our whole goal here is to use the egg to get us to 7. Now we do run gym trainers, and our gym trainers, after we get knocked out, will give us 4 additional cards. So we get knocked out here, we get our hand size up to 7, which, I mean, we can't get knocked out here, but you know, we were to get knocked out right there. Get our hand size up to 7. Here we just take the hit. Just do whatever damage we can do. Kind of stall in between turns, it's fine. Now we could have retreated into the Mew, but it's kind of pointless right now. Mew is going to be our pivot card, and we need said pivot card in order to draw the ball or the rod or the net or whatever we may need at the time. So we're going to take our 7 here. Look at that, we're back in action. Just like that, we're back in action. This is why this deck is so powerful, is that it keeps a consistency, and that consistency is what you're looking for. You'll take this, you know, it's extra damage, why not? We can go ahead and look for another card that's really not going to give us damage. These are just item cards. So let's show our play, man. Let's see what we got here. Okay, let's go with a level ball for extra added damage. We're gonna rapid strike into another Inkay, and we're gonna get our placement down with our egg. Now mind you, we still can play a supporter here, and our supporter will be Gym Trainer. Gonna give us 4 additional cards. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we got some damage. We got some options now. Level ball into another damage modifier, so to speak. So we only really need to put 1 on for this guy, but we're gonna do as much damage as possible, and the point of this is to always do as much damage as possible. The reason being is that you have to keep your hand as small as possible for the egg to fully work. So we're gonna get rid of everything we have that is not consistent with our deck. So 210 damage right there. We're solid. We're taking 2 prizes. He doesn't have another attacker set up. This deck runs very well. I mean very well. And this is what we want. We want consistent attacking, stable, and perfect ability to do as much damage as possible. And our opponent is kind of struggling here. Now remember, we got these guys knocked out here. Now Klara gives us 2 more for more damage. Added damage is always a good thing. The question is if we want to retreat, and I don't think we do. We don't want a Gym Trainer here. Let's go in for more Pokemon, right? We're gonna do a bigger attack, right? So let's get as much of an attack as we can. Klara putting those cards in our hand gives us a better option for a solid attack. So maybe next turn we can do more damage. So let's get as much damage as we can on the board here. Now we always have the option to Korrina, and Korrina would be good. We can always put the egg on Octillery. Octillery is always the target when it's such a prominent card for people to attack. You know, it's a good attacker. a good attack target, so to speak. Now here's where we go Korrina. And the deck just flows beautifully. It's, you know, it's what you look for in a solid rapid strike deck, right? We get our 3, that's only 120, but it's enough to get the knockout, so let's go ahead and do that. Bam, we're out of here. Another 3 prizes. This deck is very good. It's always been very good. It stays consistent. There's not much that can throw this deck off. Mind you, if they were to ever knock us out, obviously we have the egg that'll give us 7 potential cards. Now here's where we can get a little bit spicy with it, right? Because we're just trying to attack. We're trying to do as much damage as possible. So let's go ahead and click ball, the balloon. We don't need it. Let's grab another damage modifier. Let's go ahead and draw 2 cards. There we go. Now we're looking good. We're looking spicy right now. Hyper Strike, we're not done. We're gonna get a few more. Get a few more damage in, and then we're gonna go ahead and take this knockout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a perfect amount to go ahead and get that knockout. And that's how good this deck really is. Our potential for victory is so good with this deck. It runs well. It's a classic. It's cheap. It's budget friendly, and it's what you want. It's what you're looking for, right? You're not looking to spend tons of packs to get decks when you really don't need to. So let's move on to the next match. Okay, going into game number 2. Now we just completely destroyed a Koparaja deck that had heal abilities. And we just want to keep it clean. So let's go ahead and do what we can do here. Look at this setup. This setup is almost perfect, right? We have turn 2 takeaway. I mean, obviously we don't have draw support, but I mean, it's looking good. We have rapid strike cards in hand, and that's all you really need. We're gonna set up some Inkay. Potentially go ahead and grab our Octillery Remoraid situation down, right? Let's go ahead and do that. We might even go Mew and then Scoop. I think we want to do that. I think we want to go Mew. Get rid of the Evolution Incense. Grab Mew. Go into the Scoop and get Inkay out of the active. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's grab our Mew. Let's get our Mew down. Because our Mew is going to get us extra cards, and we're not really in a potential situation where we're going to get knocked out anyway. So let's go ahead and drop a couple Pokemon down. Let's grab another ball here. Not really worried about grabbing the balloon for the retreat, because the retreat's not that important to us. We want to set up. First turn, first 2 turns, it's all about setting up. That's all you have to do. Once we set up, we're rolling, and there's no stopping this deck. It's a steam engine at this point. There's no real fears. We're not trying to poison anyone. We're not trying to, you know, do damage in any weird offsetting way. Marnie wouldn't have hurted us right here, but they're gonna go ahead and Korrina for 2, which is a really bad scenario for them. And we're just gonna go ahead and hold the hand. Now at this point, our target that's gonna get knocked out is going to be Mew. So we're gonna leave the egg on Mew. We're not gonna retreat. We're gonna use Mew to build our hand up, and we're just gonna sacrifice the Mew because it doesn't really make sense to do anything different, right? We can let them set up almost unlimitedly. We don't care. There you go. Oh, get fully set up. We want them to knock the Mew out. That's the point. Let's see what else we can grab. We got a Level Ball. Now we did have an egg, but the level ball is going to get us another Pokemon in hand. It's kind of what we want. We're not worried about damage at this point. We want the Mew to get knocked out. There's a few more draw support options. Obviously, having Remoraid down already, we can get into an Octillery, which is going to give us a Korrina pool. We can drop the tower down, go into Korrina, get the, the necessary amount of cards for damage. Here we are. See this? Now, this is when we get a little bit nasty with it. We have the energy in hand. There we go. We got the Korrina in play. We got the Gym Trainer drawing us more cards. This is the beauty of this deck. This is where this deck truly and amazingly shines. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which gives us 280 damage. It's not quite enough. Don't worry about it, because let me tell you, we're gonna get there. We're gonna grab a Malamar. And then we're gonna go ahead and scoop. And we're just gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We don't need 400 damage, right? So we can drop this person down. And then we can now attack. And remember, we're always trying to get rid of our hand as much as possible. We're trying to draw as many cards as possible once we draw into our eggs and get our hand size up. So there's one egg right there. Perfect. Got a great ball, and we have another great ball. So we're looking good. This is quite spicy. We're looking really good. So this Malamar is in business as much as possible. Now, of course, they're going to try to discard one of our hands. They're going to bring the Remoraid probably into the active. No big deal here, but because they knocked that person out, they knocked that Pokemon out. Now we get to draw more cards, which ultimately is their downfall. Gonna keep the hand as spicy as possible, as always. There we go. There's our energy. And we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is enough to knock that person out. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is why this deck, the synergy of how it's working. I'm not cutting and editing and showing you videos in different scenarios. Now, of course, I will cut and edit so you don't see me taking a drink or walking around or anything like that. But you're watching the deck in its fullest form. It's incredible. Deck will always be good. Even when they stall like this, they're gonna ball stall. It's probably their best option right here. You can put 30 damage on the Inkay and ball stall. That's fine. We don't care about that. That's the least of our worries. What we do have is an option to, we have a Klara. Klara can get us one Pokemon back. We could potentially attack here. And there's two right there. Look at that. Look at the beautiful part about this. Watch this. This is where the deck, when I told you synergy works, it's so beautiful as a deck itself. One, two, game. That's game. That's how good this deck is. Truly, I'm trying to keep the cuts to a very low minimum. I mean, it's running through decks. It'll continue to run through decks. That's the point of it. Now, is it the best deck in format? Probably not. But is it the best budget deck in format? Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. And let's go ahead and let's see if we can get our third win right here. Let's move it along. Okay, we got a fancy celebrations deck box. We don't know what we're going against. It doesn't matter. We always want to go first with this deck because we have to set up stage 1 to stage 2 Pokemon. So here we are. Look at this. Look at this hand. It's beautiful and disgusting at the same time. Gotta love it. You've gotta love it. This is how we get down. Oh, we're going to get some Mad Party. Easy breezy, beautiful. Hover girl. This is gonna be a cakewalk. We're drawing Pokemon. We're keeping Pokemon in hand. That's always a plus. Let's go for the item. Let's grab a egg. Why not? Egg our Pokemon down, and we're looking good. Let's go ahead and intern. If they knock us out, we go Gym Trainer, which gives us 4 cards. If they Marnie us here, that only helps us to grab evolutions and energy we may need. We don't need to discard this many cards against a deck like this. Unfortunately, with Mad Party, you're looking to attack stronger, heavier prize Pokemon. And because you won't get that here, they're gonna run out of energies before we do. And now it's a game of who can knock out who first. But honestly, it's not much of a game. We're gonna win this. Very rare that we will lose this game. They knock the Mew out. It gives us a 4-card draw. We go into Inkay. We're not worried about it. So here we go. Great Ball. Octillery. Let's go. Let's see what else we can get. Let's get all of our item cards out of here. Let's go another Great Ball. Why not? Gonna throw the Great Ball down. Oh, we got nothing out of that one. That's fine. We can evolve here if we want to. Let's go ahead and take an evolve. And let's just hold the hand. In a Mad Party situation, you think you would have to hit. I don't think you have to. I think the Gym Trainer is a better card for us. They've seen us not play a supporter, so they're assuming we don't have a supporter hand, which makes our opponent think that a Marnie is a bad idea. And they would be wrong. Marnie might be the better idea for them, but they would never do it. So off our Gym Trainer, I'm pretty sure we're either going to pull an energy or we're going to pull an evolution to Malamar. Either way, we're fine. The only thing that could stop is if we don't get another Inkay on the bench, but we're looking good. We're looking solid. Like I said, this deck will run out of energy before we will. And they only have 2 Bad Party Pokemon in the discard, so we don't have to discard that many cards to knock them out. This is a game of attrition, right? And shout out to Azul GG for bringing Mad Party back, because a lot of people are done with Mad Party. It wasn't a deck that they're going to bring back, but he actually made a video speaking up Mad Party, and it made the deck better. Look at this. We're into the Malamar already. Now watch this. Into the draw support. There we go. We got another guy. Let's get rid of the balloon. We don't need it anymore. Our purpose with Mew has been served, but because it's such a small deck, we could bench a Mew. I feel like it might get in our way. But we'll keep it for now because we always have the net as an option as a pivot. And here we are. I mean, we're gonna get rid of one. Oh, we got an egg on, so let's get rid of all of our Pokemon, all of our Rapid Strike cards. Why not? It's not a reason to, it's just the egg gives us a greater hand. So you have to weigh the pros and the cons in the situation, and the pro was getting rid of the the cards. So the egg will give us more cards. This is a deck like the music itself. It's synergy, it's flow, it's chill, it's laid back. It's cheap, it's budget friendly. Everyone could build this deck. It's not hard to get these cards. And before we go to PTCGL, this is kind of what you want to do. Bringing the Inkay up was a very bad idea. This was a very bad move from our opponent. I just felt like they had a boss in hand and maybe they felt like they had to use it. But if you had to use it on anyone, you want to shut down the Octillery engine. You don't want to give me the option to run the Octillery, because the Octillery is going to be the problem. It's not going to be these other Pokemon. The Octillery is going to be the problem for you. Now we can always bench in a safe haven situation. We could bench another Remoraid, sure. We have net in hand, so we can always scoop the Inkay and come back in. Now our opponent is assuming, okay, well, maybe if I shoot the Inkay down, they can't do anything. But we're in a really good situation here. We're not going to use the ball. We're going to bring the Inkay back. We're going to promote Malamar. We're going to drop Inkay down, and then we're going to go into Korrina. This is one of those moments where we can actually just strike our opponent and just have a good time with it. So let's go ahead and do that. Put the egg on this guy. Go ahead and see if we can find another Malamar. Okay, we can't. That's fine. We'll get an Inkay in. And then we'll grab another Pokemon because we just want to run the hand size down, right? We're going to save the Korrina. We're not placing the energy down. We don't really need to do anything. This is a minimalistic fight against this deck, right? Mad Party. Our job is to outlast this deck. And now that we're in the lead for the prize, I really don't see us not doing that. So we're looking pretty solid. Overall, there's really not much they can do. And now, if you're saying, could you have set up another attacker, Jim? Why don't you put the energy down? Our reason for not doing it is that there's chances and times where we do not draw the energy, but having the Korrina in hand, worst case scenario, we can bench the Mew, put the egg, draw Korrina, and get more cards and get what we need. But our top deck, because this deck is so streamlined and so thin, our top deck might get us what we need. Like I said, there's been no edits of any great, like, oh, you missed a game. No. You're gonna see the win streak stay consistent. Now, why would I sit here and make a video and say, oh, well, we're gonna go to a 3 or 4 game win streak and I'm gonna edit out this, that, and the other? I'm not gonna do that. No point. This is what we want. This deck runs beautifully. It's so beautiful as a deck itself. Now here's our energy. Here's our Klara, because we don't need to play Korrina. We grab our Rapid Strike Pokemon right back in hand. Play our Malamar down, get our egg down, and now we attack. Now we don't have to do anything else at this point. I don't need any more cards. So is there a reason to use Octillery here? I mean, potentially for a greater setup, but if this were a stronger deck, yes, we would use it. No doubt we would use it, but where we're at now, we don't need it. We're ahead in the prize game. We're having a good time. Now, other decks that can beat us, yes, Rapid Strike Urshifu, some bench sniping deck, potentially you can, but here's the thing with Rapid Strike Urshifu is that we hit for weakness. So, what, am I going to give up 2 Pokemon to hit for 3 prizes? Yes. Easily. These are all single prize Pokemon. We have no fear here. And when you come into a game knowing that you don't have a fear of losing the game, you already have the advantage. So why fight it, right? Why change something that doesn't need to be changed? Why alter something in here that doesn't need to be altered? And that's kind of where we're at with it. 3 more prizes, you're gonna see the win, and it is just what we wanted. Malamar is just such an amazing Pokemon. The deck runs so well, and now with the addition of Mew, I feel like Mew, where normally before this happened we had a Mew that was a bench barrier, and then we had Snorlax in there, right, to draw the hand, to get the hand size greater. Then we had Oricorio to get more cards, and then Gym Trainer, and you would build more cards. So with Egg, Oricorio, Gym Trainer, you could potentially get your hand size up to 14 cards, and that's great. That's great for this deck. You can also Octillery in for another card, and then you would also put the net down to bring the Octillery and the Remoraid back in your hand, and you can hit for more damage. That deck was beautiful. It's probably the greatest deck I've ever created, but now we don't need any of that. The game is become so simple. We need none of that. So here's what we can do. We can set up another one here. We can use Octillery to get us another Pokemon card choice. And because we have an egg set here, we don't need to discard our second Korrina. Korrina is our old ace in the hole right in our back pocket. And we're moving along. We're chugging along. We already have another attacker set up. We already have enough potential damage set up in place, and well, it is what it is. Can they stop us? Who knows? Who knows? Right now they can't. And because they can't, this is just chef kiss. They can't do anything to us. And it's the greatest part about it, is that they're stuck. Watch them move. They'll knock out this Pokemon. Well, you'll give me 4 cards. You'll knock out the Octillery? Fine. We don't need him. We have Korrina in play. So this is what makes this deck so great, right? Okay, we can go ahead and go Korrina. We don't ever want to bench the Mew, because getting the Mew away from us becomes a problem. So now we have 2 cards we can discard. We'll bench the Mew, Scoop, and then we'll get rid of the 2 cards because we want to get our hand size down. It's all about getting our hand size down. They don't have an attacker for next turn. Even if they do, which is Bunnelby, they have to have 20 energy in hand. And we're fine with that. The egg is going to give us more cards. Gym Trainer is going to make us draw more cards. They cannot stop us. This is a machine that is running very well. Once they knock this Pokemon out, our Klara will give us these 2 cards plus the energy back to make us attack, and then we have enough damage to attack next turn. So it goes to show you that there's not that many decks that can beat us. Now, you didn't get to see the full potential. We can always bench more Pokemon. We can do more things like that, but we're not doing it because we don't want to. And that's the beautiful part about it. Now they're going hammer. And, oh, well, we can crush and hammer. We can get rid of your energy. Well, Klara will give us the energy if we need it. Bunnelby is going to knock out Malamar, but we're in business. We have the cards in hand to do the damage we need to do, and it's fine. Depending on what egg gives us, we really don't even need to shuffle through our deck. We only need 1 card to discard to knock out Bunnelby. And we're looking pretty good. As far as their energies, they only have 3 cards left in hand. This deck is made for larger prize Pokemon, so there's not really much they can do. Now here's how you counter that action. We go Klara, we do both. We put the Pokemon in hand. We grab our energy. And now we're back in business. There's nothing they can do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Do we have to do that much damage? No. But when your opponent is coming at you, sometimes you gotta style on them. This is what I'm here for. 3 easy wins. 1, 2, 3. You saw it here. No edits, no cuts. This deck can potentially go 7, 8, 9, 10 wins in a row. The damage potential is really just limited to how smart you run the deck, how well you played the deck. And that's what I was here to show you guys. If you enjoyed the video, if you like the fact that I just handed you a free budget deck to just chomp through the ladder with, go ahead and follow, subscribe. Follow us over at Gym TV on Twitch. We stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 a.m. Central Time to 3 p.m. Central Time. And then we also do a post-stream podcast with our co-host Texas Brown 94, another great Pokemon streamer over on Twitch who can show you some things and teach you, a little bit more about the game. We've built a great community here at Jimmy Shoot TV. If not, just subscribe to the channel, drop a like, man. It helps the channel out and it helps us reach more people. So I do appreciate you guys coming out and spending your time here. Look, I showed you 1, 2, 3, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. They can't stop us. Might be the greatest budget deck ever built. It's Malamar. Am I right? Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for taking a look at the deck. I appreciate it. Shout out to everyone supporting us. Remember, man, Jimmy Shoot TV. This is where you saw this deck first. Thank you. Take it easy.